Okay, so we're going to start in a seat, and I'm going to guide you through a little meditation. Again, I'm really happy to be teaching all women. There's some power within us that sometimes we forget. We're all moms and daughters and wives sometimes. If you get there, or if you don't want to get there, that's between you and spirit. Anyways, so we're just going to sit in this seat. Our hands are going to be down or up if you would like to receive. Close your eyes and just focus on the wind that's blowing, the clouds that have rolled in, may or may not rain. Control that breath, that asana breath, heating the inside of the back of your throat. We just did about 5 yoga classes, so enjoy this one. I'll make it nice and slow. When you're ready, blink your eyes open, and we're going to start in child's pose. Wide knees, and put your heart to the ground. And it's here that you'll place your intention for this practice. I know we've had a couple, but maybe for this one, just focus on your breath. And we'll hold here for 5 breaths. And when you're ready, we'll meet in tabletop position. And we're going to do some cat-cows to loosen up our back from all of the poses that we just did. All right, inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Arch your back. Suck in that stomach. Look at your stomach. Inhale back into cat. Tailbone up, exhale, cow position. And we're going to do one more. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. And we're going to go into a downward facing dog, our first of this practice. Place your heels on the ground, suck in that stomach, and look at your belly button. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Look at the top of your mat. You're going to step through or hop to the front and rise up into Samastitihi. Start strong here. This is a pose. Arms at your side. Feet are hip width distance, and we're going to do Sarya Namaskara A and B. And the rain has come to join us. All right, rise up, hands to touch, look up, back bend if you want. Fold forward, hands to the ground, flat back, and fold back into plank pose. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Hold for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Step or hop to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Rise. Hands to touch. Back bend. One more. Fold. Halfway lift. Fold into plank pose. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Hold for 5 more breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the front of your mat, step or hop. Fold. Back into hands to touch, rise. And we're going to meet in a seated position, Utkatasana chair pose. Sorry, the rain's distracting me. All right, we're going to fold forward, back into our plank position. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot through to your hands. Virabhadrasana A. Pivot and plant your back foot. Arms in prayer position, up. And windmill back down. Back in to Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And your left foot, we're going to plant it in between your hands. Pivot and plant the back foot. Virabhadrasana A. And back down into your vinyasa. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And we're going to meet back at the front of our mat for Utkatasana. Chair pose. Samastitihi. Now we're going to do Padasana and Padangustasana. We're going to be hip width distance. Hands on your hips. And fold forward. Peace fingers around your big toes. Inhale, flat back. Well, that feels real good, doesn't it? Exhale, fold forward. Elbows out, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Halfway lift. Slide your hands underneath your feet. Halfway lift. Fold forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Halfway lift. Hands to your hips, come up. A little bit of a back bend there. Release. And now we're going to do Utthita Hasta Padangustasana. At the top of your mat, I'll face you guys. We're going to start with our right foot, hand on your hip. Ground that left foot, peace fingers around your right toe or your knee. We're going to start in the front, holding it, trying to straighten our legs the best you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it to the side for 5, looking to the left for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it forward and bow to your leg. Releasing your hand back to your hip, holding for 5 breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down. Shake it out. All right, strong in your right leg. It is the left leg now. So grab with your peace fingers your left big toe. Straighten forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the center and bow. And release, hands to your hips. Strong legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Samastitihi, back at the front of your mat. We're going to do Virabhadrasana A and B. Starting with the right, bring it to the back of your mat. Pivot and plant your left foot. Bend into your right knee, arms into prayer position. Look up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open up those arms into Virabhadrasana B. Looking over your middle finger for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straightening your leg and going to the other side, your left foot in front. Bend into that knee. For Virabhadrasana B on the left side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bringing your arms into that prayer position for A. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back into Samastitihi. We're going to do Trikonasana. So we're going to bring that right leg back to the back of your mat. Pivot and plant your left foot. arms in a T position. And we're going to hinge forward, trying to grab our right big toe. And look up towards that left arm. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lifting back up, pivoting to the other side. Hinging forward, grabbing that big toe if you can. Strong legs and arms. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hinging back forward. Meeting in Samastitihi. Now we're going to do a vinyasa. Rise up. Prayer hands. Look back. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Plank pose to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Into downward facing dog. Holding for 5 breaths. Coming back to your intention. Remembering why we're here and why we're doing this yoga teacher training. And we're going to come through to a seated position. We're going to start with our legs out in Dandasana, staff pose. Keeping your legs engaged, feet flexed, arms at your sides, strong. Chest up, heart out. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Into Paschimottanasana, A and B. We're going to grab our toes with our peace fingers. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Elbows out. Try and get your face to your knee for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale up. Grab the underneath of your feet if you can. Inhale. Exhale, fold for 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale up. We're going to do one more vinyasa. Into plank pose we go. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Back into our seated posture. And now we're going to do one of my favorite poses, Halasana, plow pose. So we're going to go into our shoulder stand. If you can't do plow pose, you can stay here. We'll hold in the shoulder stand for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now for Halasana, bring your feet towards your head. Keep them straight. Keeping your arms flat on the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming into ear pressure pose if you can. If you can't, you can stay here for 5. Bringing your knees towards your head and your ears. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bending back down to the ground. Leaving us in our Shavasana final pose. I'm going to guide you through a short meditation to close it out. Come back to your breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Feel all of the tension in your body releasing. After such a long day, we need to come back to this breath sometimes. And remember why we do yoga. Remember why we're doing a teacher training. Loosen up all your arms and legs. Shake out whatever you feel is tight. Enjoy this. This might be the only piece you have all day. Start to bring movement back into your wrists and your feet. Feel the energy come from the crown of your head down to the bottoms of your feet and your toes. Feel a light inside of your head. Remember that peace exists if you find it and appreciate it. Slowly blink open your eyes and come to your favorite side for your fetal pose. When you're ready, meet me in a cross-legged posture. Try and keep your eyes closed if you can. You did it. You made it through. Oh, hands at your heart center. Want to close the class that I did with an Om. Inhale. Om. Hands between your third eye and bow forward. Namaste. Thank you for doing this class with me.